Super excited to get out on the trails, have the media out, curious and excited to see what they think of this model. I think we're going to have a good time out here at Mid-America, and thanks for watching.
Okay, I'm Kane Smead with Dirt Wheels Magazine. This is Maria Rowland from Honda. She's been a project lead on the Talon for a few years now.
Yeah.
So we've watched the presentation. We're going to drive the machine here shortly. Tell us how Honda stretched this thing, or they made it wider. They added a few inches of travel. So tell us how they achieved that.
Yeah, so for our 4P version, going from the X to the R-type suspension, there's really a lot of improvements for the performance driver. So in the rear, we have our multi-link suspension. You're getting about 5 inches more travel with the suspension than you do from the X model that we had for the 4P. In the front, you're also getting increased suspension stroke. Overall, the tread width is wider, both front and rear, and then you get 2.5 inches more wheelbase. With the addition of the R-type suspension. So when we did the R-type suspension, we didn't just simply take the 2P suspension and plop it on the 4P. The Talon's been out since about 2019, so we've really been taking a lot of market feedback during that time, and we tried to reflect that into our R-type suspension for the 4P.
Right, so speaking of that, the new technology you put up front, you did change the steering a little bit so it turned sharper.
Yep.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, so up in the front of the vehicle, this steering system for 23 is completely new. We have new EPS unit. The steering rack has increased in strength quite a bit along with the shafts connecting to it. Everything's been upsized. This is a bigger vehicle. The 4P R-Type is our biggest in the Talon lineup. All of the improvements in strength, you're going to see that trickle throughout the rest of our lineup. When we started, we set performance targets for handling and stability. So we wanted to be able to maintain a really good turn radius even for a 4-person vehicle. So we set those targets. We ended up moving the wheel back a little bit from where our original R-type suspension is. That little bit of back motion gives us a huge payout in turning radius on this 4P model.
Okay.
And just overall, the new steering unit, it's really intelligent versus the one we had in the past. It's got a lot of capability built into it sensor-wise. The vehicle is constantly talking throughout CAN bus. So you have an IMU sensor. It's measuring your pitch, your roll, your yaw at all times, and it's kind of adapting instantaneously to what you need.
Great, great. Well, and you also, with the new doors, there's some added storage in the doors and new dash. We're definitely going to be playing with that and some new switches. So. Yep. Looking forward to hopping in it and going for a drive.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you for coming.
All right, we just finished up our initial test ride of the Talon 4R. We're at Mid-America. Kind of surprised Honda brought us here. The trails are tight, but the R still did really well. It's 68 inches wide, so it's not like a true long travel, it's more like a mid travel. They did give it 3 more inches of wheel travel up front, 5 more inches in the back, 4 inches wider than the X model. The steering is excellent. That's the biggest thing they concentrated on, as they told us earlier. But you can knife through the trees, really fun. The brakes are awesome. Still wish it had a taller tire, but I think it's some handling characteristics Honda wants to keep. So, you know, you're going to put a new tire on it depending on where you ride anyway. So at least you have a 15-inch wheel, so there's a lot of options for tires. The one thing they didn't do is they didn't widen the rear to match the front. So if you do buy aftermarket wheels, you are going to need to put a wheel spacer back there still. We really like the new storage they added inside these full doors. It looks like it's just an add-on piece to the old door, but it's a brand new door. They got the storage in here. Still hit my elbow on this quite a bit, which I did in the older version and all other Talons. Seating position's still the same, and it's good. The new instrument cluster where the speedometer goes is definitely more readable. You can see it. It's not bigger, but it's brighter. Had a blast. I mean, we probably did 40 miles. We did 10 of them at night, which was really fun. That night ride was like something that we don't normally do at a press event, but we do that at home, obviously a lot, which was fun. But Talon R, I mean, built for the whole family. You know, it's really cool. It's not a real marshmallowy like long travel car that you would get in like a 72-inch car, like a X3 or a Pro R, but it's kind of that middle ground between a narrow car and a wide car. It'll hit the G-outs, it'll hit the rocky, rutted trails. That's what we had here, and really like it so far. I mean, it's in the running for new UTV of the year, so we're going to put a little more time in it and you know, and do an article on the initial test, but then we'll also do that new UTV of the year article, and we'll see where the Talon stacks up. If you want to see more videos like this, please like, comment, and subscribe.